Another Friday, another foundation review, and today we are going to be talking about the long-awaited Makeup Forever HD Skin, which is replacing the Ultra HD line, you guys. I got on and checked this morning. Sephora and Makeup Forever has completely removed the Ultra HD foundation from their websites. So if you love that foundation, I would definitely go try to snag some now because they are removing it from the shelves. It's gone from the website. I still found it at like Kohl's, Sephora Kohl's, and a few places on Mercari. So just an FYI. Now, is the HD Skin as good as the Ultra HD that it is replacing? We are about to try it on and talk about it. I've had this foundation for 2 weeks, you guys. Full transparency, influencer did send me this shade right here, but it was not a shade match, so I went and purchased my correct shade. So I've got two for you guys, and I've had my hands on this for 2 weeks. I'm gonna give you guys a full breakdown and review and show you the nitty gritty. So if you guys are ready, let's get into it. Welcome back, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Alexandra, and yes, y'all, I am wearing a ship shirt. Like, listen, no judgment, all right? The fact of the matter is somebody has got to pay for all these products that we're reviewing and giveaways and shipping and all the things, and YouTube is just not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I told you guys 2022 was going to be my year if I got to force it to be. So I'm getting my little side hustle on, and as Cardi B would say, I'm making my money moves. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. All right, let's talk about this Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation that is replacing their Ultra HD line. Now, if you are not familiar with Makeup Forever products, they are a very prominent, prestigious, and professional makeup brand that has been beloved and widely used in the professional makeup community for years now. And we're talking globally, you guys. I mean, you can find Makeup Forever products on the sets of movies and television shows. And I, quite frankly, don't know an MUA or professional makeup artist that doesn't have at least one Makeup Forever product in their kit right now as we speak. I mean, those are just facts. And one of the reasons being is because of their complexion products. I mean, they are just, bar none, some of the most amazing, long-lasting, long-wearing. Like, if you want something durable that's going to endure some wear and tear, you usually want to grab a Makeup Forever complexion product. But on top of that, the biggest reason I think they are so widely used and loved is because of the fact that their shade ranges, they've always had 36 to 40 shades in their shade ranges for years now. Like, long before protests, long before people started calling brands out on Instagram and Twitter. I mean, they have always had a very extensive and inclusive shade range, and this launch is no different. There are 40 shades to this launch, and one thing that I do like, again, they're catering to that professional makeup artist, is their caps. They changed it. So normally they have like the black caps, but now they are color coded. So there are 4 different ranges: light, medium, tan, and deep. So depending on what range you're in, whether you're light, like this is the light cap, then they have a medium, a tan, and a deep. And then there are 10 shades in each range. So again, that's 40 shades. Now, this foundation does retail for the same amount that the Ultra HD did. It's $43. You get the same 1.01 fluid ounces, which is pretty standard. And again, this is made in France, just like the previous. Now, what is this supposed to do, and who is it good for? So this claims that it is a natural finish, medium to full coverage, 24-hour wear. It instantly blurs. It's non-comedogenic, waterproof, and sweatproof. Now, I can tell you guys, I have, as I said, already had this for about 2 weeks, and I have put it through water test, sweat test. I worked out in it, even though you're not supposed to. I did all the things, and yeah, I can definitely say this definitely is going to endure. But the question is this product for everyone? And I have to say no. And I'm going to show you guys why here in just a second. So I have 2 shades. So the shade that was sent to me via influencer was 1 in 10, which is equivalent to Y235. So that's the other thing. If you already know your shade range in the Ultra HD lineup, Just to let you know, they do have it so very conveniently placed in parentheses underneath. So for instance, I know normally I'm a Y225, correct? Yes, I'm a 1Y08 now, but they have it underneath Y225. So I'm gonna swatch both of these shades for you guys and show you what they look like side by side, just in case you need to know. And then we're gonna go ahead and apply this shade right here. But first, because I do have dry aging skin, I am 38 years old. I mean, we all have technically aging skin, but I am dry in the winter. I do have some melasma spots, redness, and sensitive skin. So I am going to be prepping my skin with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD serum here. And I would highly suggest using some kind of serum or very hydrating product if you are dry, or if you are normal, or if you are combo. I would use like a pore filling primer in the spots where you're oily or something to control the oils. And then I would definitely use something hydrating in the dry areas of your face, because one thing I have found with this product is it does cling to dry patches. I mean, pretty dang good. So just the same as usual, we are going to be applying the foundation with a brush on the right side of my face, a sponge on the left side. Now, one thing very interesting about this product is normally you would get more coverage with a brush and less coverage with a sponge. But with this foundation, it is actually the opposite. And you guys are gonna see that right now. So as you can see with a brush, I mean, and you guys have seen me use this brush 100 times before. Speaking of, I told you guys in the last video that they were bringing this back temporarily for a Valentine's Day. And let me just apologize now. They were supposed to be bringing this back. It is available in Europe right now. So if you are in Europe, you can get your hands on this. However, if you live here in the States, you cannot, because apparently I talked to It Cosmetics and there was a delay with their shipment. So they said they would let everyone know when it was available again here in the US. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you are, because I will pop something on my stories, and I'll also put something on the community tab for everybody over here on YouTube that doesn't have Instagram. So as you guys can see, this is not quite full coverage. It's a pretty medium. You can still see some of my redness, some of my freckles, a couple of my melasma spots, but I mean, it's pretty good. I would say a very medium, more lean to light coverage with a brush, which again is pretty crazy. Now, the other thing is with the pump doesn't actually pump out very much product, which is, you know, kind of the opposite of other Makeup Forever foundations. Now, if you do have more dry skin, I would say, honestly, I would probably skip out on this foundation. It's not, especially if you have dry aging skin, I would definitely skip out on this. I would actually take a look at the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. It's also non-comedogenic, and it's got a lot of skincare loving ingredients in there. And quite frankly, I enjoy it a lot more than I enjoy this, if I'm just being honest. But if you want something that's going to be waterproof and a little more long lasting, that is when I would most likely grab this particular foundation. So as you guys can see, the sponge here gives, you know, just a little bit more, not a lot more, but just a little bit more. And it actually even says that on the little card here that they sent. So it says, for sheer coverage, apply with your fingertips starting at the center of your face and blend outward. And then for medium coverage, you want to apply with a brush starting at the middle of the face and blending outward. For extra coverage, to use a damp sponge. So I kind of found that interesting. And I was like, you know, really? Because normally it's the opposite. But no, in this case, it is not. So yeah, that is definitely a medium coverage right there, as you guys can see. And it's, again, not my favorite foundation. I definitely don't feel like this is a natural finish either. I think it's more like natural, leaning towards soft matte for sure. So just to give you guys, you know, like kind of the comparison, I would say like the NARS soft matte foundation is a little more matte than this one. So this is kind of like a little less matte than the NARS Soft Matte, but definitely not quite natural. You know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying. All right, so I am going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup. Oh, and I also wanted to show you guys, you can build this up a little bit. So I'm just gonna tap a little on my brush. But again, I would use this very sparingly and only build it up like in areas that you really need to. And, you know, if you don't have to go full coverage glam, I would try to stay away from going full coverage glam with this, because it just definitely seems to kind of cling and break apart a little faster the more coverage that you use. So I normally just build up right here in my cheek area, and then I'm just gonna take my sponge and very lightly tap that and push it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my makeup done, and we'll be back, and then I want to show you guys, you know, close-ups. All right, you guys, I got the rest of my makeup on, and just to let you know, I did not use any powder whatsoever. I mean, not a speck, not a crumblet, nada. And I didn't use any setting spray either. The reason being is because, as I said, this foundation is pretty much self-setting. It is very much on like more of the soft matte side, and it is very drying. So I don't want to add to that dryness. So for my concealer, I went ahead and used the NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer because it's very similar and self-setting. So that is what I use. I just put a little bit of bronzer and a little tiny pinch of blush. I'm going to turn the lights down so you guys can see what we're working with and kind of what I'm talking about with like this dryness here. Let me turn these down. So here we go. So as you guys can see here, it's like already sinking. And again, this is with no powder into my like little smile lines and like some of my other like little creases and lines. And normally this doesn't happen right as soon as I put on a foundation, especially with like the Ultra HD foundation from Makeup Forever. I love that foundation. I don't have these same issues with it. It's not as like drying as this is. So I kind of wish that they would not have absolutely eliminated the Ultra HD line and replaced it with this. Now, again, if you're combo, if you're oily, I think you're probably going to love this product because it is very long lasting. It does wear very well. I don't know about 24 hours, but I did get a pretty long wear time. Again, it does cling to dry patches. I'm going to show you guys now a clip with me in natural light in front of my window so you guys can see what it looks like. And again, you'll see, I mean, it's just not the most flattering foundation on dry and aging skin. So just an FYI, so I can let you guys know. I mean, you guys know, even if I get a product sent to me for free, I'm going to give you my honest opinion on it. And even though I did have to go back and purchase my correct shade, I'm probably going to take that back because yeah, it's just not a favorite and it's not something I'm going to use. Now, as I said, if you do have more dry or aging skin, definitely check out the Makeup Forever Reboot because it's more light to medium coverage, but definitely, I feel like it gives me a lot more oomph. It's not as flat. I feel like this is definitely a little more natural, but not quite like super glowy. And it is very forgiving and very skincare loving. I also want to let you guys know that this does have a scent to it, but it is very, very faint. And I did look, it says it's got less than 1% fragrance. So it sounds to me like it's just the actual ingredients, like they didn't add a fragrance to it. And this product is supposed to be non-comedogenic, which means it's not going to break your skin out or clog up your pores or any of those things. So, but again, I just wanted to like let you guys know, give you all the details. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really love it and appreciate it if you would. It always does help us out and it helps me bring you guys more content. All right, until next time, you guys, I will see ya.